Previously on Teach.
The channel has grown. There's over 400 members of our community, 400 subscribers, and growing every day. And I tried growing my beard at the same time, and now it's too long, right? So I'm going to trim that down. Next time you see me, this will be a little bit tighter. Okay. I may have gone too far. All right, so the beard is gone, but the channel remains. So yeah, nice clean shave for the summertime. Hopefully you've been enjoying the summer. I've been away in France for a week, got a bit of a suntan or sunburn. I played some airsoft, got shot in the face a little bit, so that was good. I had forgotten how much the old tactical Santa beard protected me from incoming rounds. So enough about that. You want to know what's going on with the channel, what books are coming up. So at the moment, we've got a bit of a rest period. It's the end of August, but the channel resumes in September for its second year, season 2. Aliens is the most popular thing on the channel, along with Predator. So I will continue to read within the Aliens universe and Predator's universe, where I can find good books. Part of the remit of the channel has been essentially to make audiobooks out of the older classics. So I get a lot of requests in the comments, I read them all, I respond to them all, and I certainly take some of them up and put them on the channel. But the idea is the older books. So if there's any new books coming out in the last 20 years, say, I'm probably not going to record that. It's still making money for the authors. There's still a chance of it being an audiobook if it isn't one already. And the other part of the remit is to look for books that aren't audiobooks already. So when I get a request, the first thing I do is look on somewhere like Audible and see if there's an official book out there. If there is an official audiobook, I'm not going to make it. Again, I don't want to take anything away from the authors and their income and whatnot. With that in mind, one of the most requested set of books has been the books that Stephen Perry did around Earthhive, that trilogy back there. That does exist on YouTube already. Somebody else has already recorded it in an amateur sense like I do. However, having recently read Steve Perry's excellent Prey, I really wanted to go back and read those books because I hadn't read them in a few years. And I figured if I'm reading them, I should be reading them to you. So with that in mind, it's probably one of the most requested things we've had. We are going to be reading that omnibus book with the trilogy in it from Steve Perry's books, which are Earthhive, Nightmare Asylum, and The Female War. So that's a great trilogy. I've not read it in years. I know a lot of you like it. That will be the September book coming up. So, started reading it, September 1st it will roll out, and I'm trying to stick to a book a month as well, which gets awkward if they've got 32 chapters or whatever else, but it's nice and neat if we can say the September book is going to be the first in that trilogy. I'm then going to switch to something else, come back to the next in the trilogy, switch to something else, and come back again. And as I've said, most of the books are Aliens and they are Predator. However, I do like to go off and try different things. And that's part of the reason I recently asked in the community tab which other series from the 80s and 90s you liked that we could maybe find the books for if they existed. Now, I know for me, the holy trilogy for me of those movies in the 90s was Aliens, Predator, and another one. And I had to pick which ones I could find books for to read from. And so with that in mind, I didn't pick RoboCop. I didn't pick Lethal Weapon. And I didn't pick Rambo. But what I did pick, and I'm glad that when I looked at the community tab, I saw the results that looked like this, would be to nobody's surprise, my third in the trilogy. I love Aliens, I love Predator, and I love And so hopefully, like me, you're looking forward to hearing some books in the Terminator universe. With that in mind, the first book I'll be reading, which will be the October read, is Terminator 2. I managed to get my hands on this. This one's not so rare, so it wasn't so hard to find. And it might seem a little bit odd to start with Terminator 2 rather than the first Terminator, which does in fact have 2 book novelizations of the movie. but they're really expensive. The one I wanted was the American version by Frakes and Wisher, which is the best version, I believe, and it's about £45-50 at a minimum at the moment. I will keep a lookout on eBay and whatnot, and if I can find it, I will get it, and I'll read Terminator, or The Terminator, in the future. But for October, Terminator 2, the novelisation. Then, I've also managed to pick up some spin-offs from that. Now, I've never read these, and as much as I love Terminator, I've watched every Terminator thing, good and bad, but I've never got round to reading these. So in the future on the channel, if Terminator 2 is received well, we've also got the books by S.M. Stirling, Infiltrator, Rising Storm, and these continue on from Terminator 2. And then the third one that I'm most looking forward to, I think, is Future War, set in the future when Judgment Day's happened and we get to see what that war looks like. I was always intrigued by that in the movies, so I'm really looking forward to that one. I picked up another novelisation. This one wasn't cheap either, but somebody asked me to do it and I really wanted to read it as well. So I also have the Predator novelisation, and I'm really looking forward to that, having never read that either. So that's coming up at some point as well. So if we look at it, if I'm saying a book a month, at least for the next 6 months or whatever else, we've got the trilogy from Steve Perry around aliens, one of the really popular ones, Terminator 2, we've also got the 3 Terminator spin-offs, and we've got Predator. So that's what's coming up for the start of season 2, taking us through Christmas and into the new year. So hopefully you can stick with us for that. Again, make requests in the comments. I've read a few recently. I'm going to try and pick a few more up. Hopefully, as long as they let me, I'll keep reading to you for a long time to come. We're now over 500 subscribers, which is a great achievement within the first year. Yes, Cloud, we did that bit already on the subscriber. We did it, okay? So thank you for being one of those subscribers. If you are a subscriber, if you're not, consider subscribing, and that way you will get a new chapter every day of an audiobook classic in a sci-fi universe you hopefully love as much as the rest of us do, from the 80s and 90s. So thanks to all of you for making the channel what it is. Thanks for all the comments, keep them coming in, and it'll be great to see you as we begin Teach Season 2. Thank you.